Who told you that being strong means being hard? Think about what you heard growing up. Don't cry. Don't back down. Don't bend. Be tough. That's how you survive. But nature's been telling us something different all along. 1612 Kyoto. Young Kenji believed the same thing. A samurai had to be hard, unshakable, cold as steel. That morning, his master Yamada-sensei led him to the garden behind the dojo. They walked in silence until they stopped in front of a grove of bamboo. For the next 5 years, Yamada said, you will become like this bamboo. Kenji almost laughed. Bamboo? Thin? Flexible? A plant that bends in the wind. What did a samurai have to do with bamboo? He'd been taught his whole life. Hardness is strength. Resistance is victory. Rigidity is survival. But Yamada's face was dead serious. Tomorrow morning, before sunrise, you'll be here, and you'll just watch. Kenji couldn't sleep that night, because one question kept eating at him. If hardness is strength, then why do oaks break in storms, while bamboo stays standing? He'd find the answer 5 years later, and on that day, he wouldn't be hard, but he would be unbreakable. Kenji was there before dawn. The air was cold, dew on the grass, nothing but the sound of wind and bamboo leaves. Yamada was already waiting. Sit, watch. Kenji sat. He waited. Nothing happened. Bamboo just stood there, swaying, settling, swaying again. 10 minutes passed. Kenji's mind started drifting. This is ridiculous. The others are training right now, getting stronger, and I'm just sitting here staring at a plant. Without turning around, Yamada spoke. What do you see? Bamboo, Kenji said. Just bamboo. Yamada stepped forward and grabbed a stalk, tapped it with one finger. How old do you think this is? Kenji shrugged. 5 years? 12. Silence. For the first 5 years, it was completely underground. Nobody saw it. Nobody knew. It was only growing roots. Yamada turned to look at him. Then in 6 weeks, it reached the sky. Kenji looked up. 6 weeks? Because it spent 5 years preparing. A pause. You'll have invisible years too. Years where nothing seems to be changing. Kenji didn't fully understand that morning, but he came back the next day. And the day after that, the storm came in the 3rd month. A real one. The sky turned black by mid-morning. Wind ripped tiles off rooftops. Rain hammered the earth. Kenji moved toward the door. Yamada stopped him. Outside, they stood in the downpour, cold water soaking through their clothes, wind making it hard to breathe. Watch, Yamada said. There were 2 trees in the garden, a massive oak, thick trunk, powerful, impressive, and a grove of bamboo. Thin, tall, quiet. The storm hit the oak first. It resisted. Trunk tightened. Branches strained. Wind blew. The oak held. Wind blew harder. Still held. Kenji thought, that's what strength looks like. Then the wind shifted. Harder. Wilder. And that sound came. Crack. Deep. Sharp. Final. The oak split down the middle. The trunk tilted slowly. Roots tore from the earth, and it crashed to the ground. For a moment, everything went quiet. Then Kenji's eyes moved to the bamboo. It was bent almost to the ground, thrashing with every gust. It looked weak. It looked helpless. But it wasn't breaking. The wind screamed. The rain pounded. The bamboo bent and waited. Then the storm eased. The sky cracked open. The bamboo slowly straightened. Not a single split. Yamada said nothing. He just looked at Kenji. Kenji swallowed. Why did the oak break? It resisted. Why did the bamboo survive? It bent. The wind was still blowing softly. Yamada spoke one last time. Resistance is not strength. The ability to come back, that is strength. A pause. Don't ever forget that. That night, Kenji didn't sleep. Because for the first time, he realized something. Everything he'd been told was power, was actually fragility. In the 6th month, Yamada added something new to the morning sessions. Bamboo training, he said simply. Kenji's pulse jumped. Finally, real work. It wasn't what he expected. Yamada handed him a small stone hammer. Chiishi, lift it. Kenji lifted it. Light, lower it slowly. He lowered it. Wrong, Yamada said. You lifted fast, lowered fast, like an oak. Kenji didn't understand. Yamada said one word. Flow. Kenji moved the stone, like it was underwater. Felt every inch, paused at the top, lowered it slowly. His muscles burned. It hurts. Good, Yamada said. Pain means you're putting down roots. The weeks that followed were the same. Chi-ishi. With slow, intentional lifts. Nigiri game gripping stone jars. Tan staff rotations for the shoulders. None of it was impressive. No sweat flying. No grunting. Just rhythm. At first, Kenji doubted. His muscles weren't getting bigger. The weights weren't going up. But something was changing. His movements were getting quieter. His balance was deepening. His strength was spreading instead of spiking. One morning, Yamada asked, "Why doesn't bamboo break?" Kenji answered, "Because it's dense on the inside." Yamada nodded. An oak grows fast. It looks impressive, but it's full of tension. Bamboo grows slow, looks ordinary, but it's balanced all the way through. He stepped closer. You're not training to get big. You're training to get dense. 2 years had passed. Kenji looked exactly the same from the outside. Same height, same weight. No impressive muscles, but something was there now. Quiet, dense, like something growing underground. That day, the dojo's strongest student stepped in front of him. Takeshi, still staring at bamboo, he said with a smirk. Let's see if it actually works. The dojo went silent. Yamada nodded. The sparring began. First strike from Takeshi. Fast, sharp, straight. Kenji bent. The strike cut through air. Takeshi frowned. Second strike. Harder. Kenji bent again. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Takeshi attacking. Kenji flowing. Not resisting. Not holding. Not fighting back. Just redirecting. Minutes passed. Takeshi's breathing got heavy. His shoulders dropped. His footwork turned sloppy. Kenji's breathing hadn't changed. Then Takeshi lunged with everything he had. Kenji shifted slightly to the side. Takeshi lost his balance, hit nothing but air. The dojo understood in that moment. Taiki was spending his power. Kenji was saving his. 10 minutes later, Takeshi stepped back, legs shaking. Kenji was still standing in the same spot, like he'd just arrived. Yamada smiled. Takeshi tried to fight, he said. Kenji tried to survive. A pause. Strength isn't measured by how hard you can hit. Complete silence in the dojo. It's measured by how long you can stay standing. In the 4th year, Yamada handed Kenji something heavy. Iron sandals. 5 kilos each. Put them on. Kenji put them on. Don't take them off for 6 months. He froze. Even when I sleep, always. The first week was brutal. Every step felt deliberate and slow. Staircases stretched out. Hallways felt heavier. Getting up in the morning became a fight. Legs burning. Knees shaking. Breath shortening. Yamada didn't soften anything. Slow, he said. Flow. Days turned into weeks. His body adapted. The weight became normal. The iron felt like his own skin. 6 months later, Yamada said one word. Take them off. Kenji removed the sandals. And the world got lighter. His feet felt like they were barely touching the ground. Each step sharp. Each movement quiet. He ran. He felt the wind for the first time. Really felt it. But the real change wasn't speed. It was control. Every step was intentional. Every turn balanced. Nothing wasted. Yamada walked over. How does bamboo grow? Kenji answered. It puts down roots before it grows up. Yamada nodded. For 4 years, you carried invisible weight. Now you're light. It's time to grow. The 5th year, Kenji was 22. He looked ordinary. You'd walk past him on the street without a second glance. But inside, everything had densified. Yamada put him in front of the most respected fighter in the region, Master Tanaka. 40 years old, 25 years of experience, a legend. The dojo was dead silent. The sparring began. Tanaka's first move. Fast, sharp, devastating. Ali, Kenji bent. Second move. Kenji flowed past it. Third, Kenji returned to center. Everything happened so fast. The watchers forgot to breathe. 30 seconds. Tanaka was on the ground. Silence. Kenji didn't fully remember what he'd done. His body hadn't thought, hadn't reacted. It had just flowed. Tanaka stood up slowly, a quiet smile on his face. He put a hand on Kenji's shoulder. Bamboo man. They looked at each other for a moment. I've been watching you for 5 years, Tanaka said. Today I finally saw your roots. Kenji's story happened 400 years ago, but nature hasn't changed. The world teaches you to be fast, to look big, to be hard, to tighten up every time something hits you. Nature says something else. Slow down, densify, put down roots, stay flexible. Because what's unbreakable isn't hard. What's unbreakable is deep. An oak grows fast, looks impressive, gets knocked down in a single storm. Bamboo stays invisible for years. Nobody claps, nobody notices. But when the storm comes, bamboo is what's left standing. Kenji was a legend by 35. He fought until he was 80. Because he was built from the inside out, soft on the outside, dense on the inside, bending in the storm, but never breaking. So here's the question. Are you an oak, or are you going to become bamboo? If you saw yourself in this story today, drop in the comments. Putting down roots. That's not just a phrase. That's a decision. And if you want to keep learning what it means to be unbreakable, welcome to the bamboo path. We don't teach fast growth here. We teach deep growth, put down roots, densify, and when the time comes, rise